Okay, so in this next example, I'm going to utilize a synthesizer to perhaps better showcase how powerful a ParaEq can be on an instrument that's not the guitar. When it comes to utilizing something like this Moog Subsequent 37, there's such a robust amount of frequency that comes from a synthesizer, and if you're familiar with how synths work, there's no dedicated EQ or the ability to fine-tune any particular frequencies. So perhaps in a recording environment, it's not so much an issue, but when it comes to fitting such a powerful instrument like this into a live context with a band that has a bass player, perhaps more keyboard style instruments, guitars, vocals, these types of things, we really need to be able to carve a place for something like this. So I'm gonna do a little bit of playing, loop some sequences, etc. And we're just gonna sweep through how powerful ParaEq can be to carve out a place for something like the Sub 37. So I've just got a pretty robust bass sound loaded up, and all the frequencies are wide open. The filter is completely open on the instrument itself. So we're gonna do everything at the level of the ParaEq. So right away you can hear notching mids. Gives us this really powerful, almost like hovering kind of drum and bass kind of thing if I take it off. Hear all that mid-range? And that's kind of how you would almost fit that in around the edges of, at least how I like to do it a lot of the times in my production as well, is I'll sort of carve that space out, and it can almost hug the bass guitar like an additional sort of enhancement to the bass. It also makes for a great lead sound. So that's just one use case, but I'm just gonna sweep through a few things here. So there's like a sort of a lo-fi filter sound. If we loop a sequence, I'm just gonna kind of go nuts and we'll see what happens. So as you can hear, it's super powerful. It's pretty much endless what you can do with this. I think it's all about application when it comes to shaping something like this. So of course, there's a lot of moves that we can make, whether it's just to have some sort of lo-fi filter or something that we can toggle on and off. That's a great sort of use case for something like this. Maybe it's sitting on your pedal board before your delay and your reverb. If you have a little small, synth pedal board or something like that, you can kick that on and off really quick and gain access to like a notched filter sound that's independent of the filter on your instrument itself. So that's a great way to sort of toggle between two sounds quickly, or you can use it as a solo boost rather than, reaching for some of the knobs and changing the overall landscape of the preset that you have dialed in. You could, maybe open up the mids a little bit and have like a really throaty kind of mid-forward lead sound. Or like I said, you can use it to notch frequencies, remove low-end content or low-mid content, and have a bass that, sits almost more synergistically or sort of symbiotically, if you will, with other elements of the live band. So that's how I would use ParaEq on synth in a live context.